think as a youngster I was inquisitive. I was always interested in learning things. I had an interest in nature and the world around, a curiosity. I would build things. My father was a high school science teacher, and so he's the one who got me interested in things like astronomy. He'd bring telescopes home from the school. Joined the Scouts at Indooroopilly. We were living in Brisbane's western suburbs, and I just worked my way through from Cubs, Scouts, Venturers, Rovers. It's taught me initiative. It's taught me resilience. I had an idea that I would like to be a microsurgeon because I like doing intricate fiddly stuff, and I didn't know then that there isn't really such a thing as a microsurgeon who does microsurgery all the time. I applied for medicine, got into medicine, worked my way through it. My pathway into rural general practice was really a series of doors opening, one after another, and thinking, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I was at the Mater Hospital. I did my internship and my second and third year postgrad there. And the Mater Hospital sent us on some country rotations. So I did a rotation in Mount Isa, and I did a rotation to Bundaberg. And I found those places really interesting because it was very unlike being in a major hospital. I was a lot more reliant on my ability to listen to the patient, take a history, examine the patient, do some basic investigations and figure out a way forward. In my second year, the Mater gave me a rotation to the family medicine program, which was the general practice training program at the time. And I got told at fairly short notice, so I had to scrabble around and find a practice. And there were only two to choose from. One was Beaudesert, and it was a bit of an unknown quantity. It was fascinating. I didn't think it was possible for people in southeast Queensland to travel for an hour to get to the doctor. And after working in my fourth year at QE2 as a medical registrar, practice rang me up and said, well, do you want to come and anchor our Beaudesert surgery for a year? So then when I turned up in Beaudesert, the ad appears in the paper. We're looking for a suitably qualified GP obstetrician to come and work at the hospital. And so that was how I wound up as a GP obstetrician, which I did for about the next 10 years until our maternity unit closed. And that's what propelled me into the advocacy side of medical practice. So there were maternity units closing in Australia at the rate of about one a month. I got engaged with the Rural Doctors Association of Queensland, writing media about what had happened in Beaudesert, what the solutions were. Found my way to be president of the RDAQ. Following that, on the board of the RDAQ Foundation as it was then, or the Rural Doctors Foundation as we call it now. So we are trying to improve health outcomes for rural people through targeting specific projects. Practical things like providing defibrillators into rural communities. That's a very direct health benefit. We've also done work with things like the Medihoods, which can help protect hospital staff and other patients from infectious diseases like COVID. So what I'd like to achieve in my time is to see the foundation grow. We'll be more recognised in the community, that we'll become an organisation which is known to be caring and committed and connected. People will want to help us do our good work, and we'll be improving the lives of Australians that live in the country.